Hello everyone, Dr. John Bartemus here today with Functional Medicine Charlotte client Mary, and Mary wanted to share her story with us. So Mary, what first brought you to seek out functional medicine care?
So it started in April. From April to about June, I had 3 ER visits, a cardiologist workup, and several visits with my primary care doctor for rapid heart rate, dizziness, anxiety, panic attacks, reflux. I was just dizzy. I had heart rate. I felt like I was fainting sometimes, and every ER visit I had went to, they had told me, they did all the tests and they said, oh, you're fine. Then the cardiologist did an echo and a 7-day monitoring, and they said, you're fine. But I was still having the heart rate issues and the panic attacks and couldn't get any answers. Then they just wanted to keep piling medication on me that was making me feel even worse. So I finally reached out to Dr. Bartemus, and he dug into my medical records from like years, and then all the records from the ER visits, and then found stuff that no one else was able to find.
So in going through that process and finding nothing, so to speak, and then being able to find things in the medical records and in the history that pointed us towards other areas we should investigate, we did that. So what about the functional medicine investigation was different for you than, say, the conventional experience?
The difference would be because when you go to the primary doctors or regular doctors, it's like they just say, oh, well, this is what we do for this for everybody. We'll just give you this medication. The difference with Dr. Bartemus is he got my records and he read those, and he asked so many questions that I had to reach out to family to get some of the answers because I had no idea. He dug in and everything was pointed towards me, not what I treat this with so-and-so. Everything was for me, for my labs, what was being shown straight on paper. And he also pointed out that from the stuff from the ER visits and doctors' visits from the past, that some of these things had been an ongoing problem that was never really brought to my attention. So it was a buildup of several years of issues that I was having that I had no idea because they never told me. And just even at the recent ER visits, it was plain on paper, the labs that they were doing were not okay when they discharged me and told me I was fine.
So we found actionable items and we took action. So what has been the results?
So I am down 2 pant sizes. I've lost like 24 pounds. The inflammation has went down tremendously throughout my whole body. I sleep better at night. I have more energy. I don't have that I need a nap at 3 o'clock in the afternoon just to get through the next couple hours of the day. I feel better overall. There's no brain fog. The anxiety it's went down way. I've not had any panic attacks. The anxiety is there, but it comes and goes. It's not nothing like it used to be. I've learned to deal and cope with it, and do the meditation and the deep breathing that he suggested on the plan has been like it's a game changer. And I miss taking all the supplements every day.
Now that you're good, you don't need them all. So what's really powerful and we don't want to gloss over is that the panic attacks haven't happened since.
Right. I've not had the first panic attack since starting the supplements. Some of the pills were big and I was like, how am I going to swallow it? But I managed, and I'm so glad that I went on board with this.
Awesome. And the take home too is now that you're not on as many supplements as you were when you started, but you're armed with other lifestyle factors that you now continue to preserve and sustain the gains you've made, right?
Right.
And so just give the listeners out there, because sometimes they might think, oh, I have to give up this food or change this thing. How hard would you say it was to make these changes?
The diet wasn't as hard. I was more worried about the diet than I was the supplements, but you just learn to, it's almost like your taste buds change. I have a bunch of friends that I would send pictures to, and I'm like, okay, I was either this is gonna be really bad or this is gonna be really good. And there's only been probably one thing that I've tried in the whole plan that I just did not like, and it wasn't ice cream. But you just learn to cope with it, and after you go through this for a couple of weeks and you see the difference of how you're feeling, it's worth just buying the food and eating it. There's been so many things out there that I would think was so bad, but it was actually really, really good. And things that I'm in this for the long run. I don't think that I will ever look back and eat bad again after eating the things that I'm used to eating. And it's not only just me, it's changed my family at home as well. We've made changes to my children and my husband, and they like some of the stuff, not all of it, but they will eat some of it. But I have to limit them, because it's like I find something that I really like, but then it's like I can't make it because they all eat it and then I don't have any left.
Right. But the good take home from that is at least you know they're eating something healthy,
Yes.
right? So excellent. Well, Mary, I'm very, very proud of you for the changes you've created. It's obvious both in looking at you and in looking at your lab results on the retest. So continue to go forward and be a good example for your family and friends. And thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
If you are someone out there struggling with panic attacks, heart palpitations, or something else that the cardiologist is telling you you're normal but you know you're not, reach out at functionalmedicincharlotte.com, and our goal is to help you achieve a life at optimal just like Mary has.